Hello YouTube, and welcome to part 3. Still on the door frame. We did say in the last video we didn't need a piece on the bottom, but we made a design change. This is going to be our air intake box, okay? Now, this will set almost to the side of the stove, because you have your curve. And your sides will be real deep, because they got to go down. I have a picture in the last video just hanging there. Kind of get the idea. Okay, we're going to have to extend this 1 inch, because we're going to raise it up to here. We don't want our vent right on the edge of the thing. We want it right out here by the door. These are 1.25 inch holes. The cutters I use, they wobble, they're cheap. They end up being like 1 1/16 over, 1 1/4, but they are pretty even. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell even by looking at it. They're off just a little bit, but no, this will be right up here. It'll be tacked, welded from the inside. Okay, and we'll try to turn this around so you can see. This will have to be 1 inch added here, and then we'll have our piece of square that fills in there. And then our rod will go through with our flapper. We'll build that last because we'll be able to get inside there and work. Put our flapper in. Same as the last stove I made last year. The little camp stove. It had this on the bottom of it. I may snap a picture so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. But there you go. We'll try to give you plenty of pictures here of how this goes. It's kind of windy, can't weld much. We didn't tack our corners. They left a little bit here. We might take the Dremel and kind of grind that out because it kind of goes over. But it worked good. I'm really happy having a MIG welder where I can tack little things. See how nice the corners look? The bottom is worse than the top. Here will be the top that you'll see most of the time. I put more work into the top 2 corners. I think you can see that. Like I said, most of the welds are on the inside. We're not gonna weld this completely. We may just go back and make more spot welds. This is not structural. It is not going anywhere when the stove gets hot. We may run like a bead. Skip 1 inch, run a bead between these, make sure the corners are welded good, but it's not going to have to be welded solid. There you go. Off to doing whatever we do next. I'm looking at the timer. We talked too much about this part. We're just checking to see if our door flap will work. And then we'll show you what we're holding it with. This is 1/16 inch thick metal. We'll have plenty of pictures of this little box. Okay, we'll pause and we'll get you to show you how we're holding that temporarily. Okay, we used our hot glue gun. Not real strong, that's why I was flipping it the other way. This way I'm holding on the rod, but you'll see this rod and this flapper from there. It's just the way this one's built. There you go. We're going to take the MIG welder, we're going to put some spot welds on there. We're not going to weld it completely, we don't want to warp it. We're going to have a spot weld on the ends, several locations. And we'll have pictures of how this went together, where I made this wider. If you can see the split there. I had to make this 1 inch longer because this is 1 inch, this is 2 inch, so we had to make it longer. It's a 2 inch piece of angler and comes down this way with the holes in it. This is 3/16, just whatever scrap I had. And if I don't include a picture, that's what it looks like painted in the welds ground. Shooting for a perfect look. It's a little longer here, you ain't gonna notice. This stuff will be all inside the stove, so. It's probably about the end of part 3. Yeah, we'll give you a shot of that when it's welded. We may use a wrench for the door handle. you know, TP wrench like I've done on other stoves. So we'll have a wrench over there and braze. So this will be made to handle with. We don't know what we're going to put for handle. Round ball, something off a screwdriver. We haven't designed that yet. It's kind of design as you go. There you go. Spent too much time on this part. Thanks for watching part 3.